All righty, good evening, everyone. It is Monday, March 6th, approximately 5:30 p.m. We are City Council CRA Governing Board agenda. We have 6 members present at the current time. Councilman Britton is absent. We'll announce his presence when he comes in. At this time, I'll turn it over to John.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the CRA Governing Board. The first item on the agenda today is the review and approval of the minutes from the 2/6/17 Oviedo CRA meeting.
What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Mayor, make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion?
Nope, looks good.
Very good.
Hearing none, call the vote. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Here, there's that one little thing, John. I do have to call the vote. Councilman Britton has entered the building.
Sorry, I'm late.
It's all right.
One too many red lights.
Would you like us to go over and do the minutes once again so you can vote on them?
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, just checking. All righty, John. What's
All
next?
right. The next item on the agenda is the parking structure due diligence activities, and just wanted to give you an update with regards to that. At the last meeting, we were directed by the CRA Board to continue due diligence regarding the parking structure. Subsequent to that meeting, we have had the opportunity to put together some preliminary Tif estimates to outline what the potential Tif revenue could be available to the CRA Board over a 5-year period. The preliminary Tif estimates include the development associated with the Oviedo on the Park projects as they're coming online, and also utilize the assumption of a 2.5% growth rate for the background development in the CRA. The long and short of it is that there's, over a 5-year period, the CRA can conservatively estimate having about $4.1 million to $5 million in TIF revenue available to them after a 5-year period. We are currently fine-tuning the amount with city staff and the developer to be sure we capture other projects that are occurring not directly associated with Oviedo on the Park, but will impact the TIF revenue within the CRA area. The developer is also completing an economic impact study that will utilize this TIF information. Fishkind and Associates is preparing that item. And the economic impact study will be utilized at future briefings with the CRA, city, and the county. The ongoing items with regards to the due diligence activity includes fine-tuning of the TIF estimates, completion of the economic impact report for meetings and briefings. We anticipate that to be complete in mid-March, and continued meetings with the developer and the county to determine the county's level of participation. One note, and this is something for Mr. Groot, is that should the CRA wish to utilize a debt instrument for financing of the parking garage, is that the county must be involved in that process as well. And we will return in April, at the April 1st meeting, for an update and options with regards to the fine-tuning of the TIF revenue available for the city and the economic impact report.
Anything else on that item?
It is an informational item only. There is no action required by the board.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
Mr. Mayor, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
For the city's contribution to this, we've got 100% right now collected of our contribution. There's nowhere that states that we have to contribute all 100%, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
That is one item that has been raised by the finance director, Mr. Boop, with regards to what is the official contribution amount of the city, and it has not been memorialized as an official amount. It has always been a working amount that the city would contribute 100% of the TIF proceeds towards the tax increment fund. That is a valid topic to bring forward at the budget work sessions this summer as to what formal level of contribution or participation the city would like to utilize.
Okay, so this won't be finalized till we get through our budget work session then?
The estimation will be finalized before the budget work session. The actual contribution can be determined by y'all.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking this is because I think there's going to be some other items that are related to these projects that are going to, some items that may need to come out of the general fund. So I'm a little apprehensive to take 100% of it and put it to this, the TIF revenue. So that's kind of my concern. But that being said, that's all I had on it.
Okay, we'll talk about that at budget time.
Yeah.
Anything else? Nope. All righty, John.
Very good. The next item on the agenda is the submittal of CRA agenda items and materials. Subsequent to the last meeting, there were some requests made by CRA board members as to what is the process for providing or getting items onto the CRA agenda. And the bylaws are very clear outlining what the process is. The long and short of it is 12 days before the agenda meeting, on or before 12 days before the scheduled agenda meeting, you can submit items for consideration to be placed on the agenda to Mr. Cobb or to myself, and we'll review them within a 2-day period and give you a confirmation as to whether or not that item has been included onto the next CRA agenda. If it has not, there's also an appeals process in there to go through as to why it may not have been included.
Any questions on that? Hearing none?
Very good.
Go ahead, John.
And there are a couple other items that are not listed on the agenda, but continuations from previous discussions. With regards to the loop trail, we've been doing ongoing coordination with Mr. Wyatt regarding the completing the loop trail options on the northern end of the CRA. And so pending the determination of the realignments of the stormwater pond in that area, that'll help us finalize where that can be connected. We have also received a request to have placed on a future agenda a co-working facility proposal in Oviedo. There's a local Oviedo entrepreneur that is looking at the potential development of a co-working facility within the CRA. So we've been helping her fine-tune her proposal for consideration by the CRA.
Anything else, John?
No, sir.
Yes.
Mayor? John, let me ask you a question. You said this person is wants to put a proposal before us. I mean, what's the process for that? I mean, like there could be lots of people out there that want to put proposals. So this person comes before us, we decide to do something. I mean, shouldn't there be some protocol on how you get in there and who it is and who looks at it all? And
for any item to be considered for use of CRA funds, it has to be identified in the community redevelopment plan. Mm-hmm. So there are some programming opportunities for private-public partnerships in there and also for job-creating programming in there.
Okay.
So if it can be demonstrated that that proposal satisfies those requirements and is covered in the CRA plan, then they could be brought forward for consideration.
Okay, so anybody can, as long as they go through you and you deem it that it's met all the rules and everything, then it can come before us?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It is an open
that's
process.
Fine. Okay, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else from the board?
Well, since we're mentioning future agenda items, there was mention of another agenda item, which is the painting of a 3-foot wide green stripe in a place that Mr. Wyatt considers an acceptable bike path. Right now, there is no clear place to bike in the new downtown, and as we get to be a more biker and walker-friendly kind of a place, it seems sensible to help give some visual guidance to where people might be, having been nearly run over several times. As both a walker and a biker. So I think everybody's just confused. So there's an opportunity to clarify at a future time.
Okay.
We have been coordinating with Mr. Wyatt on that topic also.
Anything else?
I have a question. How does the community find out about the CRA and get their concerns expressed to us? Do we advertise? Do we market?
Yes, sir. The city has a CRA website that has all of the establishing documents, community redevelopment plan, and their annual reports posted that outlines the accessibility to this board. They can submit agenda items as per the bylaws permitting. So there is an opportunity for them to participate should they seek to.
Seek to.
Yes, sir.
Could you provide everybody with the website link? And,
Yes, sir.
That way it's front and center for all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Could we
John?
maybe do a shout out from Facebook too, from the city administration website? I don't know who's doing that. It seems like Karen mainly does that.
Well, what do we shout out? I mean,
Say, hey, we have this thing called a CRA. This is kind of what it is. If you have any cool ideas, tell us about them. People have cool ideas. They just don't know what to do with them.
people also have silly ideas that they don't know what to do
But
with.
we need the community to be involved. It's not us seven that dictate what happens here. And the only way to get to the community is to push information out. That's my concern, is that we need more than 7 minds to make this work. And I just wondered how we were accomplishing that. And if it's just a tab on our website, I guess we should strive to do more.
There is a tab on the city's website, and there is also the posting in the upcoming meeting section on the city's homepage as well.
If I could offer a suggestion, one of the things that we have a newsletter. It's a digital newsletter. It's called Oviedo in the News, and it goes out twice a month. One of the things that we've been doing is we've been spotlighting certain areas within the website. You know, how to educate citizens on how to use the website, because a lot of folks, that's one of their biggest things, is that they get to the website, but then they don't know how to get to where they want to go. And so we've been trying to spotlight different services that are provided through the website, and we could include that. You know, I can talk to Tracy, and we can focus on the CRA part of the website, and that goes out to a lot of folks that In the News does. And so that would be a good place to start on that, is using that vehicle. So.
Sounds good.
Yes, we can prepare a copy for inclusion in that to encourage people to come out, and also summaries of the available CRA programming as well.
Can we do that shout out from the Facebook thing, though? Because I would feel better if City of Oviedo administration just posted a link to the tab, and then all of us could share it. And then people would know this thing exists, here's kind of how it works, and maybe have a landing page that just really briefly explains what it is and some of the guidelines.
Let me check. Let me look at what we're doing. Let me look at our policies, and let me see if there's something that we can come up with and then report back to you. How about that? Okay. But yeah, I'll get with Tracy, and I'll see if there's something that we can do, then we'll figure out what that is.
And even with the newsletters, the first time I saw last month's newsletter was because Emma had posted it on Facebook. So I don't know who's getting that, but when you just stick it out there and you forward it, 5 bajillion people see it versus the people who, I don't know if it's still this way, if you have to like affirmatively sign up each month or however many months to stay on the list to get that.
Oh no, once you're on the list, you're on it.
Okay.
But we do also post the link to the newsletter on the Facebook page. So when we highlight the CRA, it'll happen.
So it'll happen. Okay.
And a lot of folks, yeah, you're right. A lot of folks grab when we do post.
Grab and rehash it.
When we post the Oviedo in the News on Facebook, a lot of folks grab it and share it. They do, and you tell 2 friends and tell 2 friends, so to speak. And so it does do that. But yes, we do that as well.
Everybody should be signed up for the Oviedo newsletter. I mean, that's,
Yeah, I guess I'm not signed up for it.
no,
I'll have to sign myself up.
I see it.
You're supposed to know what's going on.
I should just know. Yeah, I haven't learned anything from the newsletter yet when I've seen it, but yeah, I should sign up.
John, simple question.
Yes, sir.
It says here, upcoming meetings, May 1, 5 p.m. Is that on purpose, or is that a typo? Everything else is 5:30?
No, sir. It should be 5 p.m.
Okay. Is there a reason that one's earlier?
No, sir. No, it can be modified. It can be modified at
Well,
your discretion.
I didn't know if everyone else noticed. Is Keith going to straggle again if we do this?
I would have noticed it when I started reading them off.
Are we doing that for a reason? I mean,
They need to be at 5:30.
Yes, sir.
The latest. You beat me to the punch.
You got it.
That doesn't make any sense.
But no, Dave, I didn't notice it until you
I just looked
mentioned
down and said, why is that?
it. No, it shouldn't be.
Got it.
Anything else? All righty, so Brian, you're going to work on
Yeah.
getting the CRA information out through the newsletter onto Facebook. In which case then you got to get out the plan and the guidelines so, people understand what it can be used for and what the master plan is for it.
Right.
I mean, because there is a whole entire 200-page booklet that tells us what we can do.
And there's a lot of rules.
Right.
There's a lot of rules. So yes, let us put.
Okay.
Now that Tracy is wrapping up the State of the City, that could be a next big thing to work on. So
Good. It's a good idea. Get it out there. Why not? Anything else? Future meeting dates. We have May 1st. These are all 2017. May 1st, July 17th, September 8th, November 20, all at 5:30 p.m. They'll be here in the Oviedo City Council chambers. John, you got anything else?
No, sir.
No? Brian?
no, sir.
Lonnie?
No, sir.
Tim? Nope. Dave? Megan? Bob? Nope. Steve? Keith? Nope. All righty. With that being said, we're adjourned.